अस्सलामुअलैकुम।
Are you okay?
या अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह बिल्कुल ठीक हूँ मैं इंशाल्लाह ताबत करूँगा।
You ready for tilawat?
Yeah, inshallah I'm ready for tilawat. 6 o'clock.
That's fine. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm just checking that everything is ready. We're live on YouTube as well. So, Walaikum Assalam. Okay. Assalamualaikum, Mahmood Saab. Assalamualaikum, Mahmood Saab. This is Abid Ahmed. The Zoom link is only for speakers. So can I request you to please join on YouTube, not on Zoom? Jazakallah. Where's that echo thing? It's on here. I need to mute this. Just not this.
Assalamualaikum. Can you hear me?
Assalamualaikum, Idris Saab. Yeah, I can hear you. Idris Saab, this is only for speakers. So I've got Kudu Saab, he's doing tilawat, that's great. Mahmood Saab, he's not speaking, is he?
Mahmood Saab, no, he's not speaking now.
Yeah, I'll remove him. We've only got only Selby Saab, yourself, Kudu Saab, and Luframan Saab.
That's it.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Is my video on? Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see your video, yeah. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, I can hear you fine and see you fine.
Everybody else logged in?
Sorry, what you say, Idris?
Anybody else logged in?
At the moment, it's just Kudu Sab, you and me. That's it.
Okay. Okay, we've got 3 minutes to go. Yeah.
Just waiting for Salvi Sab.
Yes, Nabi Sab and Nazmira Sab as well. We'll start.
What time is it? It's 57. Okay. We better. I'm going to go on mute because obviously people could be watching on YouTube now. YouTube link is live.
Okay.
If you can text me or WhatsApp me. Yeah, I've got my phone up with me.
That's fine.
Can you see the screen? Okay. Can you see the program?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
And then I've got the next page. Next page is Tilawah.
That's right.
Okay,
That's right,
yeah.
Assalamu alaikum. This time I'm ready for Tilawat, inshallah, whenever you say.
Jazakallah. 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 Nabi Sab, we have everybody on mute, please. If that's okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum Assalam.
Nabi Sab, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, yes.
I'm just going to make you co-host now, Nabi Sab, so you can share your screen whenever you want. You're now co-host.
All right, Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Welcome, assalam wa rahmatullahi.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Welcome,
How are you?
We now start this season of the Jalsa. Jazakallah for attending. And I just want to say 2 house rules. Is that number 1 is that could the members on Zoom leave their cameras on and put their mics on mute for any background interference. And also that this is going live on YouTube as well. The program is in front of you. So there will be a recitation of the Holy Quran, followed by a speech by Nabi Sahib. And there will be maybe a question and answer session towards the end and a vote of thanks by Nazmira Sahib for the Sahib. So the second The second speaker was unfortunate to attend due to a family matter. So inshallah, next month he's advised that he would like to attend this conference next month, inshallah. I would like to request Al-Faqadu Sahib to recite the portion of the Holy Quran with English translation.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذ قال عيسى ابن مريم يا بني إسرائيل إني رسول الله عليكم مصدقا لما بين يدي من التوراة ومبشر برسول يأتي من بعد اسمه أحمد فلما جاءهم بالبينات قالوا هذا سحر مبين. Translation. And remember when Jesus, son of Mary, said, O children of Israel, surely I am Allah's messenger unto you, fulfilling that which is before me of the Torah, and giving glad tidings of a messenger who will come after me, his name being Ahmad. And when he came to them with clear proofs, they said, this is the manifest sorcery. Jazakallah.
Jazakallah, Faqadu Sahib. Today we have a guest speaker with us today, Maulana Ansarullah Sahib, and the speech is on Muhammad, peace be upon him, planting seeds of a good character. With this up.
So, Nabi Sahib, you're on mute.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا هو وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. The topic I've been asked to speak about today is Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam planting seeds of good character. Now, the picture I've got before you shows how this thing develops, that from a thought comes our actions. We think about it and then we act upon it. And then from those actions, we start making habits. We're doing it more and more, and so it becomes our habit. And from our habit, then it becomes our character. And then from the character, of course, then that's who we become, that's who we are. So all prophets of Allah believe that the best seed to plant on anyone to help them to develop a good character is taqwa, righteousness. Into a person that love for God, that striving to win his abundant blessings is vital, and therefore everything that stems from there. Because your whole direction in life changes, and instead of thinking about your own needs, you'll be constantly thinking, is what I am doing and what I'm saying, is this pleasing Allah? So as parents, of course, we can't always be around our children, but if we can instill this in them, that Allah is constantly with them 24/7, wherever they are, watching and protecting them, then that will help them develop a very good and pious nature. The Holy Prophet Muhammad, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, had an intense love for Allah. And it was due to this love that Allah made him a prophet. Even as a child, the Holy Prophet firmly believed in the oneness of Allah. Whilst all around him, people were worshipping the idols, but he turned to Allah and he lived a God-fearing life. So much so that everyone knew him as As-Siddiq, the truthful one, and Al-Amin, the trustworthy one. Allah was everything to him. Whatever he said or he did was always for Allah's sake. Before doing anything, it had to be with Allah's blessings. He never began anything without first seeking Allah's permission and guidance. Even when a battle was about to begin, or the persecution by the Meccans was so fierce that they planned to kill him, still he first turned to prayer and would not do anything without Allah's permission. Likewise, he was always in prayer, seeking the blessings of Allah. It's been related that he stood so long during his prayers that his feet would swell. He would leave his bed at midnight and devote himself to prayers until it was time to go to the mosque for the morning prayers. He sometimes stood so long in prayers during the latter part of the night that his feet would get swollen, and those who saw him in that condition were always much affected. On one occasion, his wife, Hazrat Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, upon seeing his condition, became very anxious and said to him after he had finished his prayers, that God has honored you with his love and his nearness. So why subject yourself to so much discomfort and inconvenience? The Holy Prophet Muhammad, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, responded, if God has, by his grace and mercy, conferred his love and nearness to me, is it not then my duty in return to always rendering thanks to him? Gratitude should increase in proportion to the favors received. The Holy Prophet's attachment to prayers was vital, as this was his means to submit to Allah, seek his help and nearness, to gain Allah's love and blessings. Without prayer, he would be lost. And this was a seed that he instilled upon his followers to help them develop. The Holy Prophet Muhammad, may peace and blessings of Allah, once said, prayer is the highest form of divine worship. It is a means of communication with our Lord. Through prayer, we can inform Allah of our needs, our problems, and seek his help. In fact, every aspect of the Holy Prophet's life appears to have been governed by his love for and devotion to God. In spite of the very heavy responsibilities that had been laid upon his shoulders, the greater portion of his time during the day as well as during the night was spent in the worship and praise of God. Even before prophethood, he would go for days to the cave Hira and devote all his energy in prayer and zikrullah, remembrance of Allah. This has always been the most important thing in his life, as he strove to build this intense relationship with his Maker. He was so particular about joining the congregational prayers that even during severe illness, when it is permissible not only to say one's prayers in one's room, but even to say them lying in bed, he would go to the mosque to lead the prayers himself. On one occasion, when he was unable to proceed to the mosque, he directed that Abu Bakr, may Allah always be pleased with him, should lead the prayers. After a little while, he felt some improvement in his condition and asked to be supported to the mosque. He rested his weight on the shoulders of two men, but was in so feeble a condition that, according to Hazrat Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, his feet trailed along the ground. This was the example that he kept showing his followers to help them realize the importance of developing a close relationship with Allah. The Holy Prophet Muhammad, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, was constantly occupied in praying for God's forgiveness and grace. Of course, the Holy Prophet never committed any sin and was not in need of forgiveness in that sense, but he would seek forgiveness just in case anything he did or said caused Allah's displeasure. Secondly, to demonstrate to his followers the need to keep seeking forgiveness, even if they feel that they have not done anything wrong. The Holy Prophet desired that his companions should constantly save themselves from divine wrath and should become deserving of divine forgiveness. Therefore, he wanted to ensure that they constantly sought Allah's forgiveness. Whenever he was praying, he appeared to onlookers as if his whole being was in a grip of passion for love for and devotion to God. Always insisted upon simplicity in divine worship. The mosque that he built in Medina, and in which he always led prayers, had only a mud floor. There was no covering or matting, and the roof, which had been made of dried palm branches and leaves, leaked whenever it rained. On such occasions, the Holy Prophet and members of the congregation would be drenched with rain and mud, but he always continued with the prayers till the end, and on no occasion did he give any indication that he would postpone the service or move to more weathertight shelter. The Holy Prophet Muhammad, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, was always watchful regarding his companions. Abdullah bin Umar, may Allah be pleased with him, was a man of extreme piety and purity of life. The Holy Prophet once said, Abdullah bin Umar would be an even better man if he were more regular with regards to his tahajjud prayers. When this was communicated to him, he never thereafter missed these prayers. It's recorded that the Holy Prophet happened to be in the house of his daughter Fatima, may Allah be pleased with her, and inquired of her and his son-in-law Ali, may Allah be pleased with him, whether they were regular with regard to the tahajjud prayers, the pre-dawn voluntary prayers. Ali, may Allah be pleased with him, replied, O Messenger of Allah, we try to get up for tahajjud prayers, but on occasions where God so wills that we were unable to wake up in time, we missed them. The Holy Prophet went back and on his way repeated several times a verse of the Quran, which means that a man is often reluctant to admit his fault and tries to cover it up with excuses. The Holy Prophet meant that Ali should not have attributed his default to God by saying that when God willed, that they should not wake up. They were unable to wake up in time and should have admitted his own weakness in this matter. The wonderful example of the Holy Prophet, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, was therefore to develop this love for our Maker. Once that was there, then everything else falls into place. For instance, we see that the Holy Prophet had perfect trust in Allah. It's related that once the Holy Prophet was sleeping under a tree and his companions also slept. An enemy approached and found him asleep and unguarded and took out his sword to kill him. The Holy Prophet awoke to find the man standing over him with a sword in his hand. The man asked the Holy Prophet, "Who can save you from this predicament?" Straightway, the Holy Prophet responded, "Allah." Upon hearing this, the man was shocked and he dropped his sword. The Holy Prophet, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, then picked up the sword and said the same thing to him. The man replied, "No one." The Holy Prophet then admonished him and told him that he too should have said, "Allah." Likewise, once you develop your love for Allah, then you have a purpose in life to attain that love and blessings from Allah and develop your relationship with Allah, hoping that it will continue in paradise in the next life. That then helps you to become grateful for everything that you have in this life. The Holy Prophet was always grateful for any blessing that he received. Even when there was raindrops, he used to stick out his tongue to catch them and then say, "Here is the latest favor from my Lord." The Holy Prophet Muhammad, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, used to say, "For a Muslim, life is full of all good, and nobody but a true believer finds himself in that position. For if he meets with success, he is grateful to God, and he becomes the recipient of greater favors from him. On the other hand, if he suffers pain and tribulations, he endures it with patience, and thus again makes himself deserving of God's favors. A true believer constantly strives to please Allah and seek the reward and blessings of Allah. The Holy Prophet always strove to help mankind and encouraged us that we too should follow his wonderful example. The Holy Prophet, may peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, had said, "One who does not show mercy to people will not be shown mercy by Allah." One of the main attributes of Allah is Ar-Rahim, the all-merciful, and we should imbibe this in ourselves and be as merciful as possible to all of Allah's wonderful creation. This is why the motto of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community is love for all, hatred for none. When we show mercy to others, we are striving to win Allah's mercy on us. There are many seeds that the Holy Prophet planted to help us develop a good character, but the main one was to develop our love for Allah and to be always thinking that is Allah pleased with what you are doing and saying, and strive to win the pleasure of Allah. May Allah help us to always follow the wonderful example of the Holy Prophet and enable us to be his true believing servants. Ameen. Jazakallah for listening. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah, Rabbi Sab, thank you very much for your very good speech. I would like to request now for Nazmana Saab, Dr. Iman Saab to be able to take over the question session, followed by vote of thanks and dua.
Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Jazakallah Rabbi Sab for in a very wonderful way explaining that how Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has planted the seed of good character, and a very simple and easy way of explaining it, that how everything starts from a thought that we need to think about it, and then it's converted into the actions. And then if we carry on the actions, we keep doing good, that will convert into habits, and then habits becomes character, and inevitably we are able to achieve our destiny. So Jazakallah, and all the different examples that how key thing is that we should make our love to Allah is basically the seed for all the good characters. If we start developing it, inshallah, all the good characters will follow it. Jazakallah for your time and preparing, doing all this effort for this Jalsa Seeratul Nabi, and Jazakallah for all the members who are here and also listening on the YouTube link. So Murabi Sahib, if I can request you to please lead us in silent prayers so we can formally conclude our session today.
Yes, please join me in silent prayers. Bismillah. Ansarullah. Ameen.
Ameen. Jazakallah once again. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.